The key to making lots of money is to realize that there is no key to making lots of money. I might sound a bit backwards, but I'm going to explain that. My name's Charlie Morgan. I made $40 million for myself online. I've got the Internet Marketer Course Guru Awards to prove it. But more importantly, like, I've been where you are. I've been 18, 19, 20, whatever. I'm broke and trying to figure out the secret. You know, and the thing is you want to believe there's a secret because that would make everything so much easier. But the truth is that making money and building a company and, you know, building wealth online is complex. And what I see a lot of young guys doing these days is gambling. You know, we gamble at the moment with peptides, these weird Chinese chemicals. We gamble with predictive markets. You know, there's a statistic that 3 of the youngest self-made billionaires last year were made from founding predictive market businesses. You know, you see those like online platforms where you can bet as to whether or not a certain political figure will say a certain word in one of their speeches, like that sort of stuff. And not only that, but the majority of the top streamers these days are gambling streamers, right? And so the thing is like we're going to this extreme where like everyone doesn't want to do work and everyone just wants to get rich. And the problem is that the way that you get rich and the way that you build wealth and become successful and accumulate yourself millions of dollars that pay you dividends the rest of your life is by working really hard. And I know that like you've heard this all before, but let me just tell you, like, if you're looking for a secret or if you're looking for the thing, it doesn't exist. I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you exactly what it is. You pick a industry, okay? You pick a business model in that industry. You pick a niche. You pick something to sell that niche, and you try and sell it to them and get really good at delivering it for them for 10 years. That's how you get proper rich. That's how you make multi-eight figures and stack up, you know, 20, 30, 40 million dollars in your bank account so that you can then receive, you know, $1 million or $2 million a year to live off for the rest of your life. That's how it's done, okay? You're not going to get rich by hopping from business to business. You're not going to get rich by, you know, trying to game out what someone says. Also as well, let me tell you something, that the top grossing course market right now is courses on how to day trade. And again, day trading is basically just gambling. Like you might disagree in this, it's sure, but day trading is the easiest. Like it's like it's a wolf in sheep's clothing when it comes to ways to make money, because really ultimately, like even Warren Buffett, you know, the best investor in the world, doesn't day trade. You know, there's not many people out there that have become actual like multi millionaires. Like to day trade effectively, like you're just a very high functional gambler, and it's possible, and you know you can become good at day trading. But the thing is like, again, it's not, you're not building a business, you're not adding any value. Day trading is extracting value. It's just this whole, like, everyone wants to get rich and they want it now, they want it fast, and they want to do no work for it. And everyone on the planet who sells things knows that, and so they're going to capitalize on your instant gratification mechanism and your pain avoidance mechanism. So the point I'm making here, and the reason I'm making this video, is to just tell you that there is no secret. There is no magical formula. There is no flavor of the month silver bullet that you can, you know, install into your brain and act. It's not. You owe probably 2 to 3 years of your life to the game before you're ever going to see any money come from your efforts. And the second that you accept that, and the second that you accept that you're going to have to work 12 hours a day, 6 days a week for probably 1 to 2 to maybe 3 years straight before you see anything approximating a full-time income from your efforts, then you will actually start to become successful. Because that is all it takes. It takes 24 months of you locking yourself. And I know this is true because I've done it. Like, trust me, I've tried everything. Like before I actually just thought, right, fuck this, I'm gonna settle down and just lock myself in a room for 12 hours a day, 6 days a week for 2 years straight. I tried everything. I tried drop shipping. I tried Amazon FBA. I tried like the day trading thing. I started watching YouTube videos on that, and it's just like all of them work. Like every single business model, every single mechanism, they can all get you there. You know, I wouldn't maybe day trading, predictive market, gambling, like maybe not, but either way, you whatever, you get the point. All of these different models, all of these different niches, all of these different delivery models to get you, they all work, but they only work if you stick to them. Think of it like this. Think of it like marrying a woman, right? And so in your life, you can date lots of girls, and you can jump from woman to woman, from woman to woman. But you, like, every time you switch, you sort of reset the connection that you would build, if that makes sense. And so if your goal in life is to be rich, you can liken it to marrying someone. Let's say your goal in life is to find love. It's the same thing, right? Love and being rich, these two terms tend to have the same sort of visceral meaning. And you understand that to find love, you need to commit to someone for a long time to then fall in love with them and have them love you and be committed to them. You're not gonna find love by changing girlfriends every 3 months. That's just lust. You're just going around in a circle. And people and young guys who try and start businesses and become rich and successful, they are lustful for money, for this entrepreneur lust thing, where you can't seem to commit. You've got these commitment issues. You have to fix this. You have to remedy it. And the only way to fix this and the only way to remedy it is to set your expectations properly. And I'm telling you this, you don't want to hear it, which is why 99% of people that listen to this video will click off and forget what I said, because they don't want to hear it. But the truth, the absolute truth, is you need to spend the next 2 years locked in a room with no life, staring at a screen, trying to figure out complicated things that push you out of your comfort zone, being rejected, being confused, being incompetent, being confused, like being upset, being emotional. You need to, it's pain. It's all it is 2 years of real agony and suffering. And then you'll actually get to 6, multi-6, 7 figures. That's how it's done. You can't just do you really let's be critical for a second here, right? You see a day trading coach on Instagram and they're selling their course for $497. Do you really think that spending $497 is going to unlock the premium quality, all-seeing, all-omnipotent information that you need to actually finally become successful? Do you really think that's true? Because let me tell you something. If the person selling that information had that information, they would be doing it themselves. Now, I'm no spring chicken here. I'm preaching to the choir. I've sold programs online, but I sell B2B, right? So I sell to people who already have existing businesses. My stuff that helps people start businesses and become successful is completely free. There's a link in the description, by the way. But Imperium Academy, we help people build agencies, coaching, so on. If you want to get to 6 figures, we do that for you for free. It's in the description. It's better than anything you'll ever see that you paid for. But this is the thing. It's my free program is 80 hours long, 80 hours long. And I'm not saying this to promote this, but if you pay $500 for some information and you hop into a course and there's maybe an hour, a bit of content here and there and some calls, or you get a community, it's not gonna get you there. Of course it's not, because let me tell you something. If that person had that information and it worked 100% of the time, that person would be a billionaire. If someone figures out how to sell the exact string of words that forces every person that consumes those words to take the exact action that will make them rich, then that person would literally become the wealthiest person on the planet. Think about that for a second. If you actually had the thing that everyone could use to get rich, you'd be successful and you would be a multi-billionaire many times over. And so the reason that most people fail with courses, and the reason that most courses don't get results, is A, usually because the course or the mechanism itself sucks, but B, it's because the person doing it is just coming in with the wrong expectations and the wrong mind. You don't need to pay $1,000 or $47 a month to just understand the most basic premise, which is just pick one thing, obsess over it for 2 years, and stick to it. The keywords, there's keywords there. Pick, stick, and obsess. If you can pick, stick, and obsess, if you can select one thing, I'm gonna do email marketing for clothing brands on Shopify, or I'm gonna sell bespoke dog bowls to husky owners in America. Or I'm gonna start a community specifically for young guys who are in Australia and really want to get the best grades they can at university. You just got to pick these weird little niche things and just obsess over them and become the best in the world at delivering that outcome for those people, and you'll get rich. But the thing is that the way that you make money in these markets and the way that you make money online is by actually being able to help people do things they want to do. Money is made when value is created, and value is created when pain is alleviated, and pain is alleviated when problems are solved. Learn how to solve a problem for people. It doesn't matter if you're selling a physical product shipped from China. It doesn't matter if you're selling on Amazon. It doesn't matter if you're selling a service. It doesn't matter if you're selling a coaching program. Just get really good at that thing and just do it for 2 years and become like the best in the world at it, and you will actually start making money, but not for probably 18 months to 2 years. Let me tell you a fun story. I started my first marketing agency when I was doing my apprenticeship. So I did a 12-month sales apprenticeship, sales and marketing apprenticeship. And I went from 0 to 10K a month in about 6 months. But let me tell you, the compression of work that went into those 6 months, I was working probably 14 hours a day, 7 days a week, basically, for those 6 months straight, whilst I was doing my apprenticeship and I was starting my business. And so I was picking up these hard and soft skills and transferring them to my business. But let me tell you a story. I took 64 sales calls before I got my first client. 64 sales calls before I got my first client. My first client was a guy called Ian. He had a gym. I ran a gym marketing agency, and he paid me £1,000. Sent me a bank transfer for £1,000. And I received it in my bank. It was a £998 transfer because there was a transfer fee. That was my first taste of making real money online. And I remember it well because I was looking at the screen and I just made $1,000. I've made £1,000. Couldn't believe it. It was the best feeling in the world. It took me 64 sales calls. That was 63 people telling me, you don't know what you're doing. You're a beginner. I don't trust you. I don't like you. You're rubbish at this. I don't believe that you can do this. 63 people told me that. People told me to fuck off. People told me they didn't believe it was, they thought I was a scammer. You have to have this dogged persistence, because eventually you'll find someone who will just be like, oh yeah, why not? We'll give it a go, you know? And that's an extreme, like, but this is the point I'm making, is I could have given up. Like most people, after rejection number 9 or rejection number 15 or rejection number 38, they're just like, oh, this obviously doesn't work. Let me go and download that predictive market, app so I can get rich quick. It's like, it doesn't work, man. There's a reason. Like, let me put it this way. My free course is 80 hours long. It took me a year to build, and it's yielding right now the best results for people who want to make money online. It's by far, like, nothing comes close to it in terms of results. We've got 50,000 people in there. It's 2 months old, and I've already got someone who's got 10K a month for free. I've already got people who are getting their first client, their first appointments. But this is the thing, and I'm not doing this, it's not like a promotion, but the thing is it's hard to do. Like, the trade-off is it's free, but it's difficult. Like, I'm going to put you through, if you want to do it, I'm going to put you through the fucking works. It's 80 hours of listening, watching, acting. I'm going to force you to make cold calls. But this is the thing, is now look at your brain. Suddenly you're not so appealed by the idea of this course. But it works. But the reason it works is because it puts you in really uncomfortable situations, and it forces you to get out of your comfort zone and start exploring some chaos. And that's why it's getting the best results. It's a very it's a 6-week program. It's 80 hours of doing. It's tough. You got to wrap your head around very abstract, complicated, advanced business tactics. You're going to feel like an idiot. You're going to feel incompetent. You're going to feel confused. You're going to get rejected a lot. You're going to be in a lot of pain. But that's the way that you do it. So let me sort of leave you with this in closing. Like, any time that something feels easy, it's probably not the right thing to do to make money. Like, if it feels fun and if it feels all happy and exciting, you should be in pain. And you should be in pain for at least 2 years before you really start making anything. Now, you can make it in 6 months. You can make it in 12 months. You can get there real quick. But man, like I said at the start, the secret to making money is realizing that there is no secret. You just pick, stick, and persist and obsess. You got to become a completely, ruthlessly, totally, utterly obsessed over just one thing. And if you can do that, and you can be willing to do that and suffer for, the best part of a year and a half or 2 years without seeing any financial return, then you'll actually make it, and you'll actually be successful. And then everyone will ask you how you did it, and you'll tell them, and then they won't want to believe you because they don't want to do it. Like I'm telling you now, like this is the thing with there's so much information available to you now. You know this is true, but you don't act it out. Like idiocy is being an idiot is understanding what you need to do to get what you want, but not doing it. Like you now have an actual obligation to act on this information, but you won't. This is the fucking thing: is you're watching this video and you know it's true, and you recognize that it's true, and you might go and register for the free course, but you're not going to do it. Why, dude? Like, what is wrong with you? Like, you can't, if you don't want it, just say, because you've got to realize that you vote with your, what would we say here? You vote with your behavior, not your words. Stop telling everyone you want to be successful.